So, Adrian, could you tell me a little bit about your role in A Vase in a Vast Sea?
My role probably came about because I've been involved with the writing program for a long time. So I've had fingers in a lot of pies, but with this book really I've just kept an overview eye on everything really, while everyone else, like you, have done the work. But what about you? How did you come to be involved?
Well, so I'm the editor, and so I was approached by Escalator Press earlier this year, and that's how I have been involved. So it's been a bit of a selection process. You mentioned that you've had quite a bit of involvement with the writing course. Do you know much about the history of the Fourth Floor Journal?
The Fourth Floor Journal was set up in 2005, so it's been going for quite a while. And it was set up to showcase work from students of the writing program, but it's always been for beginning writers and experienced writers. We've always kept that. So there have always been tutors involved and assessors and various other people. So that's how it started.
That's great. Yeah. With Fourth Floor, what has been the importance of the creative writing course?
I think its major contribution has been to diversity. It was set up on the whole platform of encouraging diversity in writing. Giving people a lot of different pathways, and it's really stuck to that until its demise. And of course that's true of the Fourth Floor too, isn't it? It's very diverse. So since we've gone on to the Fourth Floor, what was your process for selecting the pieces for this?
So I had to comb through 15 years of writing. It was a lot of reading. So we kind of started with a vague idea for a theme and was looking at that, but ended up going with the pieces that just really spoke to me and sort of worked in together. And I think that's one of the really cool things about A Vase in a Vast Sea, is how all of the pieces make sense as a coherent piece.
So did they in fact kind of create their own theme?
They did, yeah. There are lots of different things that came up in the book. Particularly I was quite interested in seeing how the pieces talked about nature in relation to other things, so nature compared with domestic life and nature compared with the body, and how all of these things come together, and it's just a very cool exploration of that.
Very cool. And so how do you see it sort of sitting in 2020?
I think it's really good. I mean, it's such a strange time at the moment, and I think it's quite a comforting book. There is, always going to be a few harder pieces, but I think there's a lot of nostalgia in the collection and just nice touching pieces that I think will bring a bit of coziness, which is nice.
Coziness, that's a good word.
Yeah.
How did Pip Adams get involved? Because she's written the introduction.
Yeah, so Pip has written the introduction. She's been involved with Fourth Floor a little bit, and she's just quite a well-respected person of the literary community, particularly here in Wellington. So we had a chat to her, and she was just quite keen to get involved, and that's sort of how that happened.
Is this a fair question to ask? Have you got favourite pieces in the book or favourite authors, or is that quite a difficult thing?
It is a very tricky question, because I do obviously love them all because I chose them all. There are a few favourites, so I did really love Kush Lamana's pieces and Rada Gordon's as well, and she's actually just published a poetry collection with VUP, which is really exciting. And a couple of specific pieces like Hot Cross Lovers by Christina Jensen and Swimming by Rachel Kleinsman, very cool favourites of mine.
And actually that selection shows the range, doesn't it?
It does.
Such a range.
Yeah, I think it's great to be able to put this collection together and actually celebrate some of the writers that we've had following this ending of the course. But how do you feel about the importance of creative writing and supporting New Zealand literature in general?
That's a really big question.
It is a big question. I'm sorry. That puts you on the spot a bit.
Well, I think that the arts in a country are really important. Because they reflect us back to ourselves, and they allow us to think about things creatively. And I would always hope that the literary landscape in New Zealand will be really broad. So that's what I hope will continue to happen, and we'll see how it all pans out.
I guess we will, won't we?
Yeah.